That's weird. That's very weird.
That's
not
weird.
the cats or the kittens. Not the cats or the kittens by any means. I'm looking on YouTube. For some reason, it's got a square block after the 8. I don't think so. I've got the number 8 plus kittens. I don't think StreamYard is coping with that space gap in the character. That's interesting.
Like a plus sign?
Well, yeah, it's really weird because if anybody else can see that black square, it's not coming up on our screen. But if anybody else can see that black square on their screen, do let us know in the comments. Anyway, I'll just remove it. You don't need to have it anyway because we know what's happening. It says in the little ticker at the bottom, not parkfaff, number 8 plus kittens. Hello, everybody. Hello. Well, I say Hannah Perrin, but kittens.
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 Kittens today.
Kittens. Well, I mean, in all fairness, nobody really wants to see us. They can hear us, but we want to see the kittens first and foremost. Hello to everybody that are cat fans. And if you're not cat fans, I don't care. Tough, you have to put up with kittens today. Dave Salby.
Put up with kittens, what a thing.
That'd be their impression. I don't like cats.
You're going to force kittens.
I don't like cats, and I don't care. I don't like your kids either. Dave Salby Williams, morning all. And the thing is, I know you love something, but I don't love this thing the same time. I just want to let you know. Keep it to yourself.
How can you not like a kitten, honestly?
Animals in general. This is the hippie space. This is a hippie-friendly space. If you don't like the animals, get out of here. Get out of here. Right, Dave Sabby Williams, morning all. Yeah, you cheeky monkey, getting in there early. I think your audio's a little bit jittery. It's every now and then. I think it's going a bit... So just to let you know, Miss Perrin, can we see your face at some point?
Oh, I'm just sat next to the kitten saying hello.
Where's Mummy?
Oh, Mummy's just here. Hang on.
There she is. Okay, and if people are not aware, I mean, did you know what? Let's big them up. Names, please.
Oh, okay. So we've got a rock theme here. So this little dude, little girl. This is Stevie, as in Stevie Nicks.
Yep. There's Mummy coming in.
Oh, this is Mummy. This is Susie Q.
Susie Q.
Susie Q. And this little dude here, little black and white boy.
Shouting.
Is
Dave.
A shouty, squeaky Dave, as in Dave Grohl.
Dave Grohl. Yep, absolutely. We had pictures of those on Wednesday. Now we can see them live.
Yep.
Beeps. It's good that Dolly can't hear this because she reacts to kitten sounds because she had the kittens. She's had kittens in the past. Right. Let's have a quick look at all the comments. Everyone say morning, 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 morning. So I won't need to bring it up because it's just morning, morning, or morning, or morning, or morning, morning. So they're here, Kathy, Emma, Lucy, Rob, and Susie Bannon, Ceci Marson. Good morning, everyone. And then Claire Mullin. And Claire Mullin, you could fit 2 kittens in one hand. Have you done that? Have you done the balancing?
You can't really, honestly, because look. Kitten. What? Like one-handed kittens.
They've got chunk, haven't they? In the week that you've had them,
so much more chunk since they've been here. So you can only just fit one in one hand now.
Lovely, lovely. Who sang 99 Pink Balloons? Said Ingrid Botha. Pink balloons, red balloons, wasn't it? Hang on. 99 Red Balloons was sung by.
Oh, I don't know.
Nina, wasn't it? Yeah, because it's German at first. Is that right?
Oh.
Who sang 99 Pink Balloons? What do you mean, Ingrid? I'm confused. Are you referring to pink balloon knots? You're talking about balloon knots? You remember I made that comparison to a cat bum? Thought there was going to be a kitten naming competition for a moment there. Perry and Hall. No, Lucy Maris. No. Hello there says, ooh. Janina, ooh, kittens, and red balloons. Yeah, I think that Ingrid was making a pink balloon cat bum reference. There you go. Lena, yes, it says here, Luftballons. Yeah, Nina. Look, everyone's telling us Nina. All right, we think we know the answer now. Thank you to Wikipedia and our beautiful, beautiful audience. Right, news from yesterday. I haven't spoken to you. What do you think?
Me?
Yes, you.
Oh, I see. Oh, sorry. I thought you.
Oh no, the cats. Ask the cats. Let's ask the kitties. What do they think of Parkrun England's return potentially?
What do you reckon about the Parkrun plan? She purrs, so I'm guessing that means she's happy about it.
Yeah, that's feeding. Talking about purring, my belly's rumbling. I don't know why. I've had a little bit of food this morning. Zahima Moo, top song, very underestimated. Check out the live versions on YouTube. Okay, so, and there we go. Yeah, and so exciting. It's now going into March, into April, into May, into June. So 3 months away. June is not far. Oh, what happened there?
Tech fail. Hang on.
I'll let you get back to that. There you are. Let's go to me a second while you sort yourself out. So what do people think? I mean, obviously you have to be quite excited, but also very balanced, because things aren't going to suddenly change overnight. It's going to be interesting that the weather may suddenly have an impact on people's behaviors. People are more reluctant to go outside, I guess, in poor weather, which has helped the transmission rate stay down. Now, of course, if people then start to go around a little bit, go into people's houses and gardens, we have the plans laid out. People go, actually, you know what? It's all right if I did it now. Vaccines are coming. We're going to be okay. The date's there, but we have to remain optimistic and balanced with it all. And there is still propositions and suppositions. I've been politely informed about by relevant professional parties that things are still going to remain. Face masks, for example. We've got these. I've had these made recently. I will be making more. We've had to request people to make some more, and I will do that. But face masks are going to be a part of our lives longer than June. No, it's just a matter of fact. And it all depends on how the weather changes going into autumn, the variants, because of course we're getting vaccinated, but other countries aren't getting vaccinated as swiftly as we are. If the international travel still happens, if variants come in. So we have to remain sensible. And I think a lot of us are going to remain sensible regarding that. So if Parkrun England comes back, yes, it's going to be slightly different to what it was, but we understand that with the framework. But we also have to be, I guess, ready that it may come and go a little bit, or fluctuate, or it may not be that particular day. Either way, the route out of this is on its way, it seems. So it's good. Right, back to the kittery. Super duper. Right, comments for you. I'm so excited to Susie Bannon. Finally something to look forward to. Yeah, absolutely, because we've had to wait a couple of months for some, I guess, structure, framework, positivity as to where we're going with all this, rather than just sitting and waiting. The mummy cat looks so chilled out. Not sure what other.
So chilled out.
Not sure what other content. Or she is content. What do you mean, Emma? Context with your grammar, please. Context. Mark Brockerhurst looks suspicious of Parkrun's return. Amanda O'Reilly. Oh, she's such a good mum.
Dave is suspicious of anything and everything.
Yeah, rightly so. Well, that's the right way to be. Trust no one, Dave, in this world. Trust no one.
At 15 days old, he's a right little cynic.
He's wise is what I say. Kathy Nightingale is excited and hopeful about Parkrun's return. Sarah Regan saying hello. I think I get a little bit of audio feedback, Hannah. When I'm speaking, it slightly fluctuates. It's my voice feeding back, just to let you know. Amanda O'Reilly, a very good way to think about it, Danny. Thank you, Amanda. You've got to remain as objective as you can, rather than going, everything's going to be okay, subjectively thinking, it's going to be glorious and wonderful. You have to stay scientifically tentative. Oh, I can hear a purr. Let me shut up a second. Let me hear that purr. Can you go a little nearer with the camera, or are you resting on something?
No, okay. She's got a very loud purr.
She's so sweet. Got a wonderful face. Such a feminine cat face as well. Big eyes, small head is what I like to say with female kitties. Betty Boo, my cat, where I had once upon a time, she had a very similar thing. Small head, big eyes, very feminine trait. There we go. Purring. It's so soothing, kitty purrs, isn't it, when they're really loud? Dolly can purr extraordinarily loud when she's on my lap. Oh, wonderful. Beautiful.
The kittens are just learning how to purr, which is very cute.
Eyes have just been opening. How long before they breach the walls?
Oh, it won't be long. They can sort of get their heads over the top at the moment, but
okay.
Yeah.
Super.
Not
super
long
duper.
At all. I reckon it'll be within this week.
Excellent. And then you'll be having to go and scoot them up. Say, "Oi, get back here! Get back in there!" Have you got bigger walls? Have you got bigger defences lined up? How are you going to contain them?
Yeah, so this is sort of the teeny kitten box when they can't really get about so well. Okay. But now they're learning to walk essentially, so they can it's more of a swim than a walk really at the moment, but they can get about a little bit.
Yeah.
And they can
Awesome.
they can hold their heads up and that kind of thing. So once probably next week, then we'll be building the next stage of the kittery, which is more space.
Look at his eyes.
Starting to get some things to play with and climb on and that kind of thing.
Okay, it's like extending your rotor stack for your hamster cage, isn't it? You're having to add additional bits and pieces. Ingrid Botha speaking about the experience in Australia. The restart takes ages to arrive, and then it arrives in no time at all at once. I smiled the whole way from my first pack. I hope you guys have the same experience. Yeah, I definitely think I'd like to go live. It just reminded me, actually, I need to contact people. So if I'm going to be, have you got your headphones nearby, Hannah? By the way, every now and then it just does that little noise. That's all right. Yes. So when we go live, supposing it's June the 5th and I go to a park run, then I'd love to go live. Now, I could go straight into Facebook, maybe through YouTube, but it'd be nice to be presented. Remember what we did with New Zealand and Australia, that somebody in the studio, as it were. Now, obviously, I won't be in the studio, and the people in England, I guess, won't be in the studio. So Mark and other people have done StreamYard. I mean, Hannah knows how to do StreamYard, but they'll be at a park run. I fully expect you'll be at a park run that day. Is that right, Hannah? Can't hear me. She's got to get her headphones. Yep.
No, I've just switched them on, so I've got most of that.
Okay. There's a little square, there's a black box at the bottom of the ticker on the YouTube as well. Why is that happening? Okay, so there's a lesson. Don't use characters outside the usual QWERTY stuff on StreamYard's ticker. That's something I'm going to have to feed back to them. Anyway, yes. So you'll be there. And I thought, well, people in our time zone are going to be park running who are interested in this audience, but people who aren't in a time zone and will have done their park runs will be in Australia and New Zealand and everything. So I wonder, I mean, I thought, Parkrun Adventures, well, they're involved in parkrun, and maybe I should get in touch with them. We've got 3 months to train them up on the StreamYard, and Mel Ellis and Ollie Spake and maybe some others. I mean, somebody I'm sure would be happy to host and present and see us live from where we are. So
studio director.
Yeah, absolutely. So I need to contact them after this. I've been having those thoughts this morning. It's going to be a big occasion. It'd be nice to capture it. Ian Thompson's cautiously optimistic. I can hear myself through your headphones. Is the volume really loud on your headphones? I'm such a pain when it comes to this stuff. Ian Thompson, I'm cautiously optimistic. Remember who's running the country? Not exactly great. Ian, you're not cautiously optimistic. You're a pessimist. Cautiously optimistic. There is that where you're like, okay, I'm really looking forward to this, but you got to be careful. And yours is like, I don't think it's going to be okay. Boris, we know you dislike Boris. Okay, we get that. Cautiously optimistic equals pessimist in your case. Right, lots of comments. Sorry, oh blimey, you I've been nattering. Oh crikey, I triggered something, didn't I? Emma Short, vaccines, successful suppression. I'm so confident, really happy with parkrun return, sensitive to the situation. Yeah, absolutely smart. We've all been learning lessons along the way. I will be involved in the Q&A for things going forward. I've seen a few questions in places. Don't go into groups. I dipped my toe into Facebook groups. Oh, I wouldn't be doing that. I may as well stuck my face in lava. I'm not doing that again, because you see majority of people are already happy. And then, of course, you always get the old well poisons. Just have to bring it down a touch. Is that okay? All right, don't need to fling mud. Let's not spoil the mood. Read the room, guys. Rebecca Scott, I got my parkrun in this morning. Not sure what you're all worried about. Rebecca Scott says. What do you mean, Rebecca? What we're worried about? It all going wrong, I think, and all being taken away. That's what I think is the case. It could. I mean, that's the thing. You guys have had it happen. We haven't had it happen yet. So I think we're concerned that it gets delayed again or pushed back. And of course, moods can be lifted up and then taken away. We've had it twice already. 3 times already, I guess. Valperigo's got a target to get under 30 minutes by June. Holly Otcheltree. Personally, I'm excited and feel positive about the announcement. The volunteer teams I've been involved in are a bit more cautious and still processing it. Yep, not everybody's going to be 100% on board. There seems to be anxiety around how we will police the 4 to 10 rule at juniors. I agree, Holly, being an ED of Surbiton Juniors, there's going to be people trying to push the loopholes. I would expect, I don't know, that results are going to automatically be put into the WebFMS, where it says if you're over that age, then you get stopped. Then, of course, you then have people that have exemptions to this in terms of it all that we have. The people that can be over 14 years old and take part in junior park run with special exemptions. But of course, you're going to have their siblings come along and take part. Are they going to cross the finish line with their siblings? Yes, they might forget to come out of the funnel. You're going to have to manage that. Is the token going to be given out? How do you determine who's a 10-year-old who deserves a token or not, getting their age? I'm completely on board, Holly. It's going to be a bit tricky to manage it in the early weeks. Hopefully everybody's on board and that communication can go out, then everybody can remain sensible. However, you do you realize and recognize that that management is going to be a little bit trickier than running junior park run week to week. So yeah, I'm completely in agreement with you, Holly. It's not going to be as easy as everybody immediately thinks. It's not going to all going to be sunny uplands, but we can do it. We can get through it, and we will manage it, and we'll make it happen. Oh, listen to that purr! Crikey, it's like an engine's been turned on. Oh, look at that! Going from me talking about the difficulties of junior park run organisation into the wonderful, wonderful purr, bringing it down a notch. There you go. Right. Emma Shaw is chatting away. There'll be so much comms from HQ about this. The message will be out. Then absolutely. Whether or not people read it is a different matter. You and I will read it. Everybody engaged in Park Run World will read it and are obsessed, and will go through and consume everything, listen to everything. But the layman, the average park runner who's just not been bothered about park run, it's like, oh, it's not happened, I miss it, I'll come back to it when it comes back. But everything in the interim, whether they read and consume everything, not so much. So of course it will also become a bit beholden to event teams in the field to then have to manage expectations there, but thinking that everybody knows what's happening, what's going on. You have to recognize that people just turn up and will just be oblivious. I just think that they will be managed and told everything there and then. Of course, with the framework, things need to be minimized. So it's going to be a bit trickier. As has been said in the past before by Nick Pearson and others, and we've said this multiple times and we're in agreement, it's going to be a lot trickier to bring it back than it is than was to stop. A simple fact. But again, I believe it will be okay. There's a lot of wonderful, brilliant minds out there. A lot of life enhancers hoping to bring it and make it happen. Elliot Lyon, I hope to be back to my racing weight of 80 kilos, ready for park run to return. I'd like to be like that. I'm about 25 more than you at the moment, fella. Yeah, I'm with you, but I need to get on that. Emma Shaw says, "Purple." Emma's just loves this as like a little conversation like for her to talk at us. Helen Reese, massive post, excited about Parkrun's return. It's made at Itchy Valley Country Park. Don't you shout in caps lock. Itchy Valley Country Park Run first birthday, even more enjoyable today. My not park run was such a joy today in the sunshine. You'll be back soon and be able to do a few more events to add to your tally of only a few, Helen. Happy birthday to Itchy Valley too. Victoria Dick says the tabby is kitten is very much like her very much Mr. Ziggy. Emma Shaw asks. Emma Shaw wants to ask more questions again and again and again. Right, I'm not going to just be the Emma Shaw show, but I wanted to ask Danny, who was the lovely cat on your Twitter profile pic and Facebook? It's Betty Boo. Betty Boo is a rescue cat from Dubai. People may remember her. We mentioned her in the Parkrun show years ago. Vicky Hawkins was fostering her, and some Parkrun people helped fund her come over to live with us. And unfortunately, she died after, was it 8 months? And so she had feline leukemia, FILV, was that right? And yeah, and so unfortunately it was in vitro and she passed away. So it didn't have massively long with her. But yeah, she was a street cat in Dubai. She had a massive scar on her neck. She had a bit of a rough life, but she was fearless. She was amazing. She was lovely, and sadly snatched away from us. She was about 3 years old. That's who it is. And so I'll keep her profile picture as long as I can. But she has a parkrun tie, and that is who. If you see my 500 t-shirt and the little white paw on the front of the 500 t-shirt, that is her paw. So when we went to go to Dignity Pet Crematorium, we had a variety of things. Libby, permanently imaginary one, has her ashes in a ring. We have a plaster cast, and then we had a paw print, and I scanned it. I turned it into an Illustrator file, and then had it printed specifically bespoke onto the T. So when you see my 500 T, that is what the white paw is. You won't see my 500 T for a while because I'm not going to be able to fit into it. Yeah, I'm afraid it's it was becoming a crop top. I dare to think I can even get it over one arm right now. But there you go. That's actually a really good question, Emma. So thank you for asking that. Anthony O'Brien, you're right there, Hannah. Just kitten managing. Whilst we go through the comments,
That's fine. That's fine. They're not
they
being
say
too
things-
hooligan-y at the moment.
Hooligan-y. Anthony O'Brien there, say things come in threes. Yesterday's news and parkrun got a date for my first jab and ran 23 minutes, 24 seconds for 5K. What a fabulous Friday it was. Bev had her jab, and it was the Pfizer one, the one that you have to stay around for 10, 15 minutes. And she was feeling very, very woozy. So Bev, also in the age bracket, but vulnerable. And she had it and was feeling quite... yeah, she had to go and rest. Apparently, it can cause, I think it's about 13 to 50% of people have headaches, but sprightly today. So her arm was throbbing and sore, but Bev's got the first jab. So she's one of the many millions that are having the solution to it all. So that's grand. And if you are watching us on YouTube, by the way, please give us a thumbs up. For some reason, the Boot the Snoot video got 2 dislikes on there. So somebody had an issue with us doing animal pictures. So, yeah, and then our wonderful patron group went on there and went, no, and then did thumbs up. So if you're enjoying this video, please give us a thumbs up. Much appreciated. I don't know why people do thumbs down. And rather than, if you've got an issue, let us know. Ian Thompson, hopefully a booster, not parkrun today too. Not parkrun. Am I allowed to say it's going to carry on? Okay, it's going to carry on after we come back. Rachel Bentley's feeling positive, sun is shining, and have everything crossed that we can start on these dates. Same here. Janina Root, yeah, of course, people from different countries. I'm really happy for England to have a date, even though it could be delayed, but for me, it's a sign of hope for Germany as well. Absolutely. Hopefully, we lead the way. Just need your country to up the vaccination program too. I know there's political issues there that I'm not going to even begin to get into. Emma Short, I think I might struggle to get my words out for my first briefing back. Yeah, I'm sure you'll be strong and grand. Holly Ottertree, another big message. I was just chatting to Emma Shaw. There's going to be a lot of comms and Q&A sessions to answer all the inevitable questions, which is why I'm not so worried about it myself. Yeah, we have a bigger window. There's less tentative feelings about it. People aren't going to be, oh, what happens if? I think people go, okay, it's a possibility now. There's going to be an element of you can't please all the people all the time, and there will always be people who aren't going to be happy with whatever guidance is in place. As volunteer teams, we can only do our best. Yep, we can't stop parkrun for it until it's 100% happy for everyone. Otherwise, nothing would ever come back. Nothing would ever reopen. It's that balance, isn't it? And leading with the, I think what's happening is the scientists and the chief medical officers are being listened to now. If you look at Boris's stance, face, his mannerisms, he's starting to go, do you know what? Okay, let's listen to people rather than make political decisions now. There's been a bit of a bodge 2 times economically, so this time they go, right, we need to do this right this time, and the vaccinations are the way out. But yeah, the Q&A sessions, I'm happy to be involved this time. I think they're going to be a lot more positive. Last time I didn't want to be, sorry, I did want to be involved, but it was a bit, there was ad hominem attacks, and there were a bit of personal attacks, and it was horrible from certain people, keyboard warriors, and it was I came away feeling quite sullied by it all. It spoiled the experience. I didn't enjoy it, but this time I'm looking forward to it because I think there's going to be a different mood entirely surrounding it. So yeah, looking forward to the Q&A sessions when they come and are happening and go forward. Comments. So you're right there, Hannah, by the way. Sorry, that people is chatting away in the comments. Let's have a look. This is 2 things to StreamYard. Can you please not make the comments jump like this? Would any of the Oz or New Zealand folk be able to pilot? Callum, yeah, okay, that's referring. I was just giving the answer to that. Susie looks like Sasha, Danny's first cat. So yeah, Sasha.
Oh wow, does that cat belong to teeny tiny Danny?
I was 11. So my sister, my sister is 5.5 years older. So I was 11. Sister was 16 and a bit. She was doing some part-time work doing cleaning. And she was at a house, and there was some kittens. And my sister said, who's Nicola, said, I would like to have this cat. And so we had it, and my dad went, no, we're not having a cat. And my sister went, we are having a cat. And dad went, no, you're not having a cat. And then Sasha got brought home, and lovely Tabby adored her, absolutely adored her. Grew up through my tentative teenage years, horrible teenage years, when I was just spotty, bespectacled, not ridiculously attractive, and skinny, scrawny, etc. But Sasha was lovely. Well, and I lived in a council estate, so it wasn't a particularly nice environment to live in, but we had Sasha. And I went away to America and worked out there on the cruise ships, as people know. And then I came back, and unfortunately she had cancer, and we had to have her put to sleep. And she was, how old was she? About 13 years old at that point. about 12 and about 12 and a half years old. And I've never seen my dad cry like it. My dad became so attached to it. So of course, dad is a bit sort of old schooly, not necessarily an alpha male, but you know what I mean. It's literally no, don't do emotions, no emotions, please. Yeah, and didn't want him. Didn't want her. Didn't want her. No, and absolutely fell in love. Like with always the case with dads in households, no pets, and they're the ones who fall in love with the pets the most. And went to go and have her put to sleep, and I held her when she was put to sleep in my arms, and so that's who Sasha was. But I was lucky enough to be back in the UK when she passed, so that was that's who Sasha was. Yeah, family cat, first cat in the family, and well done to my sister for ignoring my dad and going, nah, we're having it, because of course, my dad used to love giving.
Imagine you just found it in a pocket and walked out.
Yeah, pretty much just did it. So I'm having it, bringing it home, and then there you go. And my dad used to love giving prawns off his pizza to her. Anyway, so lovely. Thank you, Mum, for the reminder. Elizabeth Shazam, no parkrun news.
On pizza?
What's that?
Say prawns on pizza.
Yeah, little prawns on pizza. When I was not vegetarian, loved prawns on pizza. Used to love prawns on pizza. Yeah.
Oh, that's a bit wrong.
What's wrong with that? Oh, yeah, but you can have different feelings like pineapple and anchovies and everything else, different flavors and tastes and so forth. Elizabeth Shazam, of course, it is an England return. No parkrun news here in Wales. However, Necarufa Parkruns Quiz Wales week, Sunday, 6 p.m. time, features videos of Pen Out to Parkrun and Elizabeth Shazam. Okay, she's doing a bit of marketing and advertising for the quiz. Necarufa, good luck to Necarufa and the Koi Poo Poo in the Cafe World Cup of Parkrun Cafes. So that's exciting. Obviously, I do have an affinity with the Koi Poo Poo. Sky, the white Koi Poo Poo. Necarufa, I've been to their cafe, which is in the zoo on the island in the middle of the river, of the Neckar River. Amanda O'Reilly says it's a great idea for us to see you live, going back to Parkrun. Super, I will get on that. I must remember to do that when I finish it. Remind me, nudge me, go, oi, contact people, and we'll sort that out in the coming months. Ian, this is the last time I'm going to bring any of this up. It's hard to get enthusiastic about the Shambling Oaf. Come on, this is a positive space today in Not Parkrun World. Write something positive and I'll bring it up in the comments. Look forward to the Q&As. The Momentum Return in the run up to June. Tom's podcast. Yeah, I listened to the podcast yesterday, Free Weekly Time, to listen to Tom's interview. Tom's podcast was so emotional. Have a listen. Dave Salby Williams, finally on the chat, was finishing Not Park Walk whilst watching the live. Some other folks outside were very jumpy at the noise. Dulcet tones, okay, making certain references. Martin Kaplan, Germany. Parkrun being so far out of sight in Germany, but so happy for all of you having the light on the horizon. Hopefully we can live it vicariously for you. As Tom mentioned in Free Weekly Times as well, it's like 100,000 people in the UK, so there's going to be a lot of I guess noise surrounding it, positive noise, and you guys hopefully can watch it and realize and recognize that you'll be there too. Janina Roots, people are talking about the pod. Okay. Tom being a bit emotional about where he'd be at 8:59. I found that a bit funny. I'm sorry, but I thought, oh, come on, Tom, you big softy. I know all the women, oh, he's so lovely and sweet and he's crying. I'm like, Tom, come on, mate. Michael Woods. To quote Danny, not to be disingenuous, I've got concerns about juniors in April. Feels a bit soon. To my mind, you bring back all juniors or don't bother. I don't get the rationale about numbers of speedy 14-year-olds. It's either safe or it's not. Parkrun has always been about inclusivity. That is, you have every right to have that opinion, Michael. Absolutely. Whether or not everyone's going to agree, some people will. Do I? I'm trying to sit in the middle of it as much as I can, and Parkrun have made that decision. And not every junior Parkrun has to be back. So if you don't agree, you don't want to bring your junior Parkrun back, then you don't have to be part of that process. But the choice is there to bring it back. Like I said, there's no forcing for you to have to be involved. If you choose to be back, then I'm afraid it has to be under those parameters, and that's a decision that HQ's made. Whether or not you agree with it, you have every right to disagree with it and voice that opinion, but I don't think it's going to change anything going forward. Now the decision's been made, but yeah, there's nothing wrong with feeling that way. I think you won't be the only one, Michael, at all, by any means. Tom's thing, talking about Tom. Potato internet from people. Danny should wear the 500 top as a cape, like the superhero that you are. Yeah, but the size I've become, it'd be like a tiny little piece of paper flapping on the back of my tee, Dave. Honestly.
Hey, we did the teeny tiny high vises. We could turn your 500 into one of those.
Actually, do you know what? If I get a loads of blue material, can you stitch like a tent size one for me, and I'll wear that instead? Is that all right? Could you do that for us? Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank
we'll
you very much.
we'll just make an extension to it for you. Accommodate the extra chunk. Maybe some elastic.
Yeah, I do you know what, my wardrobe, so Sunday I'm going to go and do some tidying and cleaning. Excuse me, all the coffee's in me. I wish I did. I shouldn't drink before I go live because, of course, it traps all the air. And yeah, I'm going to go through the clothes. And I'm going to put some into in storage and hopefully come back to be able to fit into them again. But yeah, going forward with running gear and equipment, yeah, I need to get some new stuff. Otherwise, I'm going to be showing off parts of my body which are in former running clothing that you just don't want to see. Sonia Pullman can't focus because of the kittens. Bev Gow gives a thumbs up. No, not in the comments, Bev, on the actual video itself, you doofus. Amanda O'Reilly is talking about kittens with a handful each when they came to us over 15 years ago now about 7 kilos. That's a bit chonkus kitten. It's like Ollie. Morning, late to the party after virtually running my friend's 50th not park run with her. Got my jab later. Awesome. Good luck, Michelle, with that. Superb. Val Perigo's had her jab. This is good news as well. I was given the most useful information leaflet I've ever had. I was having a hot flash. I used it to fan myself during my 15-minute wait. Right. Vicky Dick. No, Vicky, this is not. After nearly a year of online teaching, people often hit the wrong button by mistake, so maybe didn't mean to do the thumbs down. They will have. They've done it deliberately. I will assure you on that one. Hope Not Parkrun does continue. It's been a lifeline for me. Yes, it will, Elliot. I didn't tell you that. I noticed that HQ are using the Parkrun support page as a means to send questions in, which is different from before. But they're basically able to manage it a lot better. It's done through Zendesk, and so therefore they can compile, collate, rather than it having sent to Slack and ambassadors, which is all very disjointed. This is centralized. I think it's a very smart decision to do that on Zendesk. They can get delegated out appropriately, and they can look for core questions and things. They can filter it all together. It's a good job that they're doing that. I think it's wise. Every decision that I say, every decision, not every decision. Most decisions they make are smart. Kathy Nightingale's had a jab this week too. Feels like progress, just a bit of a sore arm and disappointingly no reason to take a day off work. Okay, Bev, you're not alone with the sore arms. Mum says I had headache and really sore arm for 2 days. Love to Bev. Heart, 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 heart. Love to Bev. I had a very sore arm. My arm was very sore. Oh, love. Oh, darling. Oh, well, ouch. Small prick in my arm. Ouch. Okay, Nicola Headland. It will feel quite mean to exclude the times of the 11, 14-year-olds that choose to run. It's really not possible to know what they are older until you start to process results. I'm sure we'll be receiving parental correspondence post-event. Oh, okay, what do you think, Hannah? Because you're involved with your Better Tanger juniors. It'll feel quite mean to exclude the times of the 11 to 14-year-olds that choose to run. It's really not possible to know that they are old until you start to process the results. I'm sure we'll be receiving parental correspondence post-event. So if you do include the results, then there's no point having a restriction on that from 11 to 14. What are your thoughts, Hannah?
Oh, it's a tricky one. I mean,
it's really tricky
for us because our junior event is quite small, which means that we get to know the kids and the parents quite well. I think the way that HQ are going to run it, like you said, is that any over 11 or 11 and overs just won't appear in the results. They'll be like removed from the results. So simply like if someone who was an adult tried to run a juniors.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Yeah. I think our parents will be so grateful that it's back generally that I can't anticipate too much bother. But then, like I said, we're a much smaller event than like yours or some of the bigger juniors where perhaps there isn't quite that connection. I think as long as it's managed carefully.
This is going to be a question that's going to be answered by Tom, I think, quite a bit, and Tom is going to give the same answer. Something is better than nothing. it's going to be the case. If you bring it, you can't have it all back for the reasons they've given, that they will project and say that they're going to be overwhelmed. The reasons they've given as to why not to have it. So if you don't bring it back, then then in theory you're excluding 4 to 10-year-olds from taking part in junior park run for a few more months.
Something rather than no juniors at all.
Yeah. I'm of the belief that you do. I believe it is better to have something rather than nothing. If you don't have something in those April, May, June for 4 to 10-year-olds, if you take that away, would you want that? If you had to wait till June with the 5K, I don't think people would be happy. You're not going to please all the people. It's not going to be particularly happy. You are going to have. I mean, Rachel Bentley, I remember, was very feeling very strongly and rightly so at the time when it was decided that you couldn't bring. You couldn't have the 11 to 14-year-olds, which meant one of her kids, Fred, wouldn't have been able to take part.
Yeah, it's tricky with siblings.
But they can take part in other ways. When it comes to the results processing, I do think HQ, to resolve this issue of having to deal with the results afterwards, need to automatically exclude it like they do with over 14-year-olds. If people go in, they take a result, then it just comes up as unknown. I think that would be the easiest solution rather than having to make any work for the event teams. I have a funny feeling that's already been thought about.
And then event teams, I think so. And then if there is any bother on the day, then event teams will essentially just say, well, not quite take it up with HQ, but
but they should,
because they don't have any influence over it. There won't be much point in a parent or whoever.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's the same as shouting at someone behind the counter in a coffee shop. Go, why is your coffee so expensive? Well, I'm sorry, but the centralised office will have decided the price on that. Yeah, so you've got to recognise where to pick your fights. Claire Winarchik, if people aren't happy with parkrun coming back, they don't have to go. It's one of those things. It's like you don't have to be there, and people say, "Well, I feel excluded." And again, it's like, you can't start it when everybody feels safe to come back. Otherwise, we wouldn't be back ever, or maybe until 2022. And I don't think that's particularly good for anybody. I say you can't please all the people. People have to recognise that there's going to be decisions that you can't agree with. The same with everything. Not everybody will agree with everything we say or do. I think we've got into that part of the world now where you can surround yourself in a bubble and just read everything that you agree with. And if anything you disagree with, you just push out the way. And so if somebody does something that you love and are passionate about, and therefore you think, I don't agree with that, sometimes you just have to go, right, compromise. Anyway. Oh, blimey, so many comments. Okay, wow. People talking about the weight, but I'm not sure what to do. We agree with a couple of thumbs down. It's most likely to be the error. Claire Winarchik, stage 3 is delayed. Sounds like husband. Blimey, I recognise that people can. What happens is people converse, and then, there's no way I can go through all these comments one by one. The powwow, I proposed a powwow at Perry Hall in July. I wanted it to be around the 3rd anniversary of the pod, which happens around my birthday, funny enough. It's coincidental. I started it all around my birthday time, which is mid-July, and the second weekend in July it would have been. And then my cousin, when I proposed it, said, "Hello, cuz." It's like, what? Now the old wedding, yes. We were going to do in June. I can't do now because the numbers. Yes, it's now on July the 9th. I'm like, okay. So therefore, I have to go back and then say to everybody, okay, I need to repencil the date for the powwow to another time. So thanks, cuz. I mean, it means I will be at the wedding in Tetbury, all being well, in Tetbury on July the 9th, and therefore Tetbury Good Shed is obviously the park run if I stay in the vicinity. They do have a park run, and where the wedding's being held is very close to where Tetbury Good Shed is. So I'll be going to see the slug fins. The slug fins again. Those of you remember what they are, the old slug fins. I'll be going to see them again. It's a lovely course and a lovely cafe as well. I'm surprised they didn't make it into the last date. Anyway, prawns. People talking about prawns. Get out of here, Ingrid. Both about your pizza toppings. Prawns take up space that could be filled with pineapple. I don't know. What do you think about pineapple on pizza?
Thank you, Ingrid. I agree.
What? Are you a pineapple liker?
Hang on. Oh yeah, love a Hawaiian.
Hannah, I used to like you. Oh my god! Goodness gracious! You can't have fruit. You can't have fruit on pizza. Here come the comments. Tomatoes are fruit. Danny. I actually like pineapple. I really do. I don't think I've really had a Hawaiian. I prefer other toppings. I'm very much an Italian kind of person. I like my olives and my cheeses.
Oh no.
That's what I like. Yeah, I think I've got a very Mediterranean diet. I do wonder, do you ever think about when you come to your genome? Apparently, my dad's line comes from, well, initially, apparently my dad's mum, my nan, was of Spanish origin. And I have this feeling in my brain like, oh, that's why I like my Mediterranean food. Do you ever think about that as to why you might be leaning towards certain places? Why I love going to the Mediterranean. I like the sunny weather rather than the winter. Do you ever think that, or is it just me?
No, definitely. My surname is French. From
of course,
dad's side. So yeah, definitely got an affinity.
Yeah. You do, don't you? Yes, you do, because you've been wanting to go over to France. Yeah, absolutely.
Oh.
Okay, there you go. Heart of Stone, Danny. I was choking up with Tom. Yeah, I'm not. I wasn't. I mean, I can absolutely understand and appreciate the whole Tom emotion. People listening to it and being affected by it. I wasn't. I'm not going to lie to you and go, yeah, I was so lovely and sweet and emotional. I respect the fact that you guys absolutely felt like that. I was like, okay, there's a lot of dead space now. So yeah. Anyway, not macho. I wasn't as emotionally affected. But then again, maybe I am emotionally cold in that respect. But I'm not going to lie about it.
I don't know. Show the kitten, he melts.
Yeah, I'm more affected by animal things. I like watching the stuff like the dodo on Facebook more than human emotion. There you go. Again, just me. But then again, I think that applies to a lot of things. When you watch a movie, you're more concerned about the welfare of an animal in a precarious position. When I have like disaster movies, is it Independence Day? You're like, oh, couldn't care less if the city's got blown up, but as long as the golden retriever makes it safe, that's the most important. Yeah, true. Yeah, definitely the case.
Definitely emotional. There's a whole website called Does the Dog Die? Where you can look up films and make sure that nothing bad happens to the animals in it.
Yeah, movie reviews.
Much more concerned about the animals and the people.
But absolutely, I would say it's an actual movie rule. I should say, not a movie review. A movie rule is that the animal, ideally, if you become attached to an animal in a film, that they have to be safe. You could kill a million random, pretend, fake, false, fictional people in a city, but as long as that one animal you've become introduced to is looked after, that is key and core. It's just a narrative. It's a trope. Right, Teeny Tiny 500. Beverly Gowers, she's a doofus because she did the thumbs up. We've been chatting for 43 minutes. Thank you for staying with us, guys, as an audience. I'm surprised. We're talking about parkrun things. Parkrun stuff is coming back. Conversations surrounding parkrun. The things that we've had to pause for 50 week. Yes, 50th week, isn't it? So of course 51, 52, and then it will have been a year since we then finished, because it would have been the leap year weekend, the same time. So I was at Soham Village. You were at, where were you on leap year?
My last one was at Canterbury, actually.
Canterbury. Okay, there you go. Martin Kaplan, as long as they keep the strange toppings on their slice, I'm open for everything on a pizza. Okay, yeah, he's not fussy. He's okay. He's keeping his mind open to all sorts of pizza things. Elliot, people should be able to put what they want on pizza. Don't understand people objecting to others' tastes. Oh, that sounds a bit serious. I don't think people are ever being really serious about it. Elliot. But yeah, but I don't think people are being serious. I think people are joking. I think
it's like pretty horrified about the pineapple.
Yeah, I genuinely, 100% dislike you more because you like pineapple on a pizza. I am that petty. I actually emotionally and strongly feel that way, that I will no longer communicate with you. I no longer
insult me. Look what I'm going to do. Look.
Insult. If you've taken offense, is taken, not given. If you've been offended by that, that's your issue. It's like the Marmite thing. If people say, "Oh, I like Marmite," and you don't, and you have that conversation, it's like, "Oh, I can't believe you like Marmite." If you take that seriously, then fine. If people get really actually wound up by it, that's fine. But it's a conversation starter. It's a little bit of it's an appreciation of people having differences. As long as you take it in that humor.
Oh, I'll totally judge you if you like Marmite. Yeah.
See now, okay, so I get told off for judging you on pizza, and then you judge me on the Marmite. See, the kittens are objecting. The kittens are objecting to all this. There you go, Elliot. Yeah, I can say, fella, don't take it seriously. It should be ideally taken with a pinch of salt and tongue in cheek. Don't take it literally. Callum Burrell, given when folk try to put themselves on results pages in Oz by emailing in from the UK, all sorts is possible. Well, let's not go down that road about the fakery. I do want to meet the person. I hope I come across one of the two people that I definitely know emailed in Teams and lied about their presence. I'm not going to confront them about it. I'm just going to ask them questions about the events they supposedly went to say, oh, did you enjoy this cafe? What did you think about this? And see what they have to say answer-wise. I'm not going to tell them. I'm not going to let them know. It's sneaky. But I say, oh, I see you went here. What did you think?
I reckon
Go ahead.
Yeah, do you think they're brazen it out or go sheepish?
What you could do is you could say, what did you think of this particular thing, which isn't in that location? And if they go, oh, yeah, I really liked it. If you like, you definitely didn't go because, of course, that thing that I've just told you wasn't there. So, yeah, I know it's a bit cheeky and naughty.
The big dragon sculpture in the corner of the park.
Yeah. Did you see it? Yeah. And then, what did you think of the cafe? And what did you think of the undulation and whatever? And you're like, yeah, it'd be interesting to see what they say. Naughty of me, isn't it? But I'm going to do it. I want to see what they say because I know full well about one of the people who did it, and they're not massively far from me in terms of parkrun vicinity world. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, I'm not impressed. I just think it really takes the mickey out of volunteers' good faith and goodwill. I think it's really not good.
Yeah.
Linda Bussey, there was a wonderful mood in Lister Park this morning. Everyone went out in the sun, so excited for parkrun's return. Absolutely. Right. Okay. And the podcast, you're referring back to the pod. One more with Mark and Nicola, then I should be back. And as these lives wind down, I think as it goes into March the 8th and the schools return, that I would like to go back into the pod, refocus on that. We're coming up to, it'll be 60 plus days of me doing a live. I'm starting to feel really tired, exhausted. I was starting to make mistakes and comments and posts yesterday, trying to do everything, face masks, cafes, the news information, social media comms. It was just getting too much and I was making mistakes, and so therefore I'm starting to feel, I recognize I'm burning myself out, and then so therefore I need to switch back to the pod for a little bit, maybe have a break before parkrun returns, and then go from there. But I also would like to keep the video channels going, and I have plans regarding that. So yeah, one-man army. I say one-man army, that's not true, because you've got the wonderful Hannah with us, you've got the wonderful Mark and the wonderful Nicola, and like Stuart Harding in the background trying to help out, and Helen Rees and then Bev being a massive support. So yeah, I lie. I know I make out that I do lots, but it wouldn't be possible without the support of people surrounding me, and the patrons as well, the wonderful support. Without that infrastructure, it just wouldn't happen. So massive love to all of you and for watching and engaging with us. Otherwise, if we didn't have everybody watching, it wouldn't be worth doing the videos. Yeah, but the lives are going to stop around the same time that people end up going back to school, because yeah, I mean, a lot of park runners are in the teaching I say industry, teaching industry, you know what I mean, teaching environment. Right, chucking an egg on a pizza is awesome, says Linda Bussey. Right, need to go, so do I. Take a break, we'll get by. Yeah, and then that's it. Anything to say? Hey, how are you doing? Thank you for the kittens. Thank you for sitting there listening to me talk for 40 minutes.
That's right. That's right. It's pretty standard. No, kittens are doing fine.
You just say pretty standard.
Hi.
Oh, you say goodbye. Oh,
pretty standard.
Goodbye
to you. To Danny Yakon. Yeah, that's what we do.
Yeah. Goodbye. And then should we have a big up? Should we have a close up of the old kitties? Should we have a close up of the kitties? How long do you have them before we go? How long do you have them for?
There we go.
How long do you have them for, H? Can you hear me?
Until they're big enough to go to their new homes, which will be about 10, 11 weeks. So I think it'll be the end of April.
Oh, when do restrictions stop? I need to come and give them a squish. Is it possible? Is it legal for me to come and squish them?
Dates when we can do. Hide at the moment, yes. Oh, look at that little fluffy tummy.
Well, just hide them until I can come down and give them a squish before you give them away. Okay. Oh, the purr. Wonderful purring. All right, take care, everyone.
Check your pockets.
Thanks for joining us. See you next week for another parkfaff and the live tomorrow, so forth. And then, yeah, we're winding it down as life starts to go back to normal. Take care, everyone. See you soon. Bye.